Hello, I'm Jordan Labarge.
And I'm Daniel Harper.
Welcome to KTRM Studios on Thursday, March 24th. Tonight, we will cover Janet Gooch's new career opportunity.
And we'll tell you about the study abroad opportunities reopening this summer.
These stories and more brought to you by KTRM Studios. You don't want to miss this. Registration has started. Beginning March 21st at 7 a.m., students with 100 plus credit hours can register for the fall 2022 semester. For everyone else, make sure to check with your advisor or look up your registration status on TrueView to learn what day you register. Also, make sure there are no holds on your account to continue with registration.
Earlier this week, Sue Thomas announced that Provost Janet Gooch will be leaving Truman State University after this semester. Gooch was named the next chancellor of the University of Illinois Springfield and will start before the fall semester begins. Gooch started here at Truman in 1995 and has held her current position as Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost for the past 5 years. Truman will conduct a search for the next provost starting in the fall semester. Congratulations to Janet Gooch.
Executive producer Anas Al-Hassani spoke to the Executive Director of International Education, Tim Urbania, about the future of Truman Study Abroad experiences.
On spring 2020, all students studying abroad had to return to the United States due to the world pandemic. Since then, all study abroad programs have been canceled. Starting this summer, some studying abroad programs will take place. Students will be able to participate in studying abroad programs this summer and next fall. We talked to Tim Urban, the Director of International Education, to learn more.
Now, the last time we had students studying abroad was in the spring of 2020. And unfortunately, those students most of them had to come back. All but one of them came back. And that's the last time we've offered study abroad programs since then. But we are this summer, for the first time, going to be having programs on a limited basis. We have 2 faculty-led programs that will go in the May interim period and in the summer in June and July. One of them lasts a little bit 2 months. And then we have some students going in summer programs, summer direct enrollment programs, and then in fall we've got a few going as well. Not a lot, but it's a kind of a start. We're restarting again on a limited basis. Yeah, well, we don't look at it on a semester basis, but on an average, on an annual basis, on a percentage basis, about 5% of Truman students used to study abroad on an annual basis. So over the time here, maybe 20% of the student body would study abroad. That's the goal we want to get back to. We chose a subset of countries that when we're completely open, we have about 63 countries and I think some 400 or 500 different types of opportunities you could go on, but about 60 countries. This summer, we're opening it up to 5 countries, and in the fall to 12 countries. Those are countries that we've identified that have very stricter management when it comes to coronavirus. And so we feel that gives the students a better chance of being protected if they go there. We started on a limited basis, limited countries, to kind of manage the risk and be careful about it. And hopefully we can expand more in the spring and open it up more programs as well. We're going to be taking some time as soon as we get these 2 faculty-led programs off the ground. We're going to be evaluating what we can do going forward to open up more areas in the world, and also encourage students to go there. But we have to be cautious. We have to take it carefully, one step at a time. Well, one of the things we're going to experiment with next year, we were hoping to do it this year, we just ran out of time, is what we call study away programs. And those are programs that study in other places in America, so we don't leave the country. Okay. Ostensibly, that makes the logistics a little bit easier. We have 2 programs that we've had approved that we're developing for next year. One is to San Francisco and one is to Kansas City. So this is a new, we've done programs like this in the past, but this is a new focus to try to develop that angle as well.
This is Anas Al-Hassani from KTRM Studios.
Next Thursday, on March 31st, the Career Center will be hosting its first in-person student worker fair from 1 to 4 p.m. in the Sub-Georgian Room. University departments and local organizations that are looking to employ students or provide scholarship hours will be attending. Students who are looking for employment during the fall 2022 semester should attend, as well as rising sophomores with scholarships who have not yet found a scholarship job. For more information, contact the Career Center at careers@truman.edu.
After the break, we'll tell you about a new activity on Fridays at the library.
Plus, reporter Josie Wagner visits Special Collections to discuss some rare periodicals on this week's installment of the Special Collections Showcase.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. What? My. Oh.
During the month of April, students will be able to join Roberta Donahue, Professor of Health Science, for Fresh Start Fridays. This True Solutions initiative seeks to offer accessible yoga and stretching activities to promote a balance of culture, of wellness, and academic focus. The sessions will be held at 9:30 every Friday morning in April and will be located in Pickler Memorial Library. Participants are encouraged to bring their own yoga mat.
Assistant producer Josie Wagner visited the Special Collections Department to read some old periodicals in this week's Special Collections Showcase.
My name is Amanda Langendorfer. I'm the Director of Special Collections and Museums here at Pickler Memorial Library, Truman State University. Welcome. The Harper's Weeklies that we have in our collection are as a 4-volume set. They're housed in our rare periodicals, and they are certainly a rare periodical. We pull them out pretty regularly for classes, particularly the American Studies class. But they're, the history of the publication is really interesting. There's a great online resource that you can go to learn more. But pretty succinctly, it was a early periodical, early serial that was founded in 1857, and it had a pretty significant run until about 1916. And it was really kind of nicknamed the Journal of Civilization. It covered a lot of broad topics, things that were very political, cultural, major authors were published in it. It's got phenomenal woodcuts, really great illustrations. And, it had a pretty large subscription base. So it was really considered the newspaper of the day. Really great to learn about cultural events and how things were going during the 1850s, 60s, and a little bit onward. Yeah, so and the issues that we have particularly cover 1861 to 1864, and it's every single weekly is represented in that set, and so it is tremendous coverage of what's happening during the Civil War, from the thoughts of the leaders to the coverage of the events and the battles. It's a lot of it's captured through both essay and text and commentary, but also in the imagery and the woodcuts. And so if you really want to learn about the Civil War, this is a really great primary source for that.
So this week we are looking at Harper's Weekly, which was published back in the early 1860s. I know I'm looking at an edition from 1861, and it is literally like the exact copy that came out from then. So we have to be very careful, turning the page, and it's just really fun getting to read about all of the advertisements and articles that were published back then, especially tying it into what we're reading in class right now.
The ads are a great representation of what life was like. What were people buying on a regular basis? This was a periodical that was very accessible to the normal household. And so advertising really starts to take off and during this period just generally. And so people are advertising, what are some things that are going to make your life easier? Same thing that they kind of do today in a way. So what kind of clothing is great analysis of the clothing, the culture, the great medicines that people were peddling at the time. So it's a fun read to look at the advertisements.
Reporters Robbie Garner and Michael Haley tackle another campus question on this week's installment of Is This Bull?
I'm Michael Haley, and welcome back to Is This Bull? Today, we're going to be looking at the topic, Is Violet Hall too confusing to navigate? Let's see what the student body has to say.
I like the fact that it looks like it's in building inside on the outside. Also, like you have the brick inside that looks like it was once outside, but the format is a little confusing to navigate.
So I find it a bit dull. I think we should have like more pictures and like inviting things in it. It's kind of like gray and a little bit sad.
They're kind of hidden away. You can't see. It's hard to figure out which wing you're in. Once you figure out which wing you're in, which number you're in, then you're good. But it's hard to remember.
When I was a student here, I did have some classes in this building. I was a political science major, so a handful of my classes were here. Could not tell you where they were because I definitely got lost more than a few times as a student.
Now, do the wings themselves, do they look similar to each other?
Yes, they do. They all look similar.
So I was really fortunate that my first day was right before Truman Week. So I got here in August when it was a little quieter and the students hadn't fully arrived. So there wasn't a lot of foot traffic. So I was able to wander around and get lost several times and learn how to get to my office and what the best way out was. So it really was not that bad.
So each of the wings kind of look the same. So if you get stuck, like you can get stuck going in a circle very, very easily if you don't know where to turn off. But each department that's in here does have their own corner in a sense. But then within the corner, there's more classrooms than you think there are. And it can just be very confusing, especially like if you're a freshman student or if you don't have many classes here.
I remember when I was a freshman, I was like, I have no idea. I was just like perusing and late to class. So yeah.
So would you agree with the statement that Violet Hall is confusing to navigate?
Yes, absolutely.
It is confusing to navigate. So is that yes?
I believe so.
Yes.
I don't think it's too confusing. I think it just takes a higher level of commitment to realize it than other buildings.
Yeah, I would say that it's unique. You know, the design, I think, stands out. I don't know that I would say it's confusing. That I feel like has a negative connotation. I would say that's part of the building's charm.
I'm Michael Haley, reporting for KTRM Studios.
Starbucks gave out free samples of their new Nitro cold brew coffee option. I went and tested it out and got some student opinions about it.
Today, Starbucks has been giving out free samples of their new Nitro Chameleon cold brew.
I would say this one more refreshing. A little sweet, but you still get like the coffee flavor coming through. So yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, but yeah, I like it though. It's not too dark.
Delicious. 10 out of 10.
So most people today got the sweet cream cold brew. I got just the regular plain without the sweet cream, and we're gonna go ahead and try and see how it tastes.
I mean, I don't drink cold brew that often. I do think it's probably as good as a latte. It's really smooth and creamy. That's like true. I feel like even without the milk in it, it would be like very smooth, and I like that.
So it has that nice little foam on top from the Nitro. And most people got it with a sweet cream, which is why for them it compares to more of a latte, whereas this is more of a Americano or just plain coffee with a more sharper, stronger taste.
Thanks for tuning in with us tonight. For complete news coverage, be sure to stay tuned to KTRM and pick up a copy of the Index.
Don't forget to also check out our news content on tmn.truman.edu.
You can also follow KTRM Studios on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to KTRM Studios on YouTube for full broadcast news coverage.
If you've ever thought about being on TV, be sure to head on over to tmn.truman.edu/apply to fill out an application today.
KTRM Studios is live streaming the upcoming student government debate on Monday, March 28th. Be sure to tune in at KTRM Studios on YouTube.
From all of us here at TMN, thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of the week.